Hey, Tracy Allen, living in my truth. It's 7 o'clock. Y'all know we try to be on the dot, you know? I'm so corny, but that's all right. Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing? I'm going to wait for you guys to pop up. You know I'm here. You know I'm coming. Absolutely. Yes. Hey, everybody. Come on. Come on in. Hey, how you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in, pop on in, y'all. Come on in. Hey, y'all know we're going to get it in this evening because I'm feeling it. I'm truly feeling it. Yes. Hey, kitty, how you doing? Girl, I got my little sparkles on. I'm still hyped off of the Michael Jackson movie. If you didn't go see it, go see it. It is phenomenal. It really is. That young man tore that movie apart. He left nothing to be talked about. No crumbs whatsoever. Going back to see it a third time, then you know I'm crazy, but I love it. Indeed I am. Indeed I am. How you doing, kitty? Yeah, I'll wait for some more to come on. They'll be right on with us, tuned in. Yes. I appreciate you coming on this live, you know. I really appreciate you coming on. I tell you, without you guys, there's no me with this, you know. And my main purpose is just to get the truth out there and some information and education on, you know, drug and alcohol addiction. You know, that's what I'm good at because I'm a recovering addict. I'm an addict. I'm a recovering addict, and I can talk about this one. I talk about it because I walked it, you know, and I know God gave me this walk to walk as a chosen one. Hey, Donna, how you doing? Can y'all hear me? Let me know if you can hear me good. Just hit some hearts if you can hear me. Yeah. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Good. Yeah. How you doing, Donna? Thanks for coming on. I appreciate you coming on too. You know, I hope I'm helping you guys. You know, with information and education on drug and alcohol addiction. It should be heard. You know, because a lot of people give up on, you know, people, ones of us who are addicts and alcoholics, or you know, don't care or embarrassed. You know. Or, you know, it could be their selves, you know what I mean, and they don't really want to hear, but they do want to hear it now that we have a platform that's open up for them to hear, and they can see a lot of us who, some don't even know that, you know, we were addicts, you know, and alcoholics, you know, even sitting in the bars, you know what I mean, everybody in there every week got a story to tell, everybody in there every week got a story to tell. Hey, Breon, how you doing? Hey, Bree, we got to get together for your live, too. You know I'll come on, no doubt, and you're definitely welcome to come on this one. It is no doubt about that. I appreciate you being on here all the time. I really do. You know, we got to look after each other, you know what I mean, and keep these things floating and above. You know what I mean? You know, so definitely, you know, we could talk about that. You know, that's why I told Uncle P, you know, I enjoy being on his live. You know, I like him because he keeps it real, you know, and I'm very authentic. So, you know, real recognize real, you know, and we have something to say All of us, we have something to say. You just can't be ashamed to say it. You got to accept things you can't change and change things you can, and have the wisdom to know the difference. You know? Donna, I know Coretta, and she shared your platform with me. I watched last week. I loved it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. That's my girl. She is so excited to be awarded at the LNMT Award. Won't you come out, you know, get a ticket and, you know, celebrate with us. It's going to be an awesome show. You know what I mean? Along with the celebrations, entertainment, food. You know, it's going to be a lot of things that's going to happen, you know. I don't know if you're familiar with myself. That's what I do, you know. I'm definitely an entertainer. I'm also a coordinator. You know, I put shows together. I decorate, you know, the whole 9 yards. So, you know, I want everybody to be beautiful, comfortable, and lay back and enjoy yourself. You know, last year, it was just that. We had a beautiful time. A beautiful time. Bree, you got to come too. You got to come to the show. Absolutely. I got one more day for the ticket sales. They only $45 up until tomorrow. I had them on pre-sale for 2 months. You know? And they doing really good. You know, normally if I do a show, party, whatever, I always do very well with them. So if you guys really, you know, are interested in coming, I would really love to have you there. You know, just so you can experience. It's everything but alcohol. So it's all entertainment but alcohol. That's all it is. See how we can party without it. You know what I mean? And enjoy ourselves without it. You know? It's a beautiful time and a wonderful time. But Coretta, let me tell you, Dana, she is so excited. And I am so excited to be the first person who awards this young lady. You know, and her heart is so full of joy for it. You know, so if I can make this one of the happiest days of her life, let's give God the glory. You know, because that's what made this all worth it. You know, last year it was they all enjoyed everything. You know, and that's what makes this worth it for me. So y'all come on out and enjoy it with us. The awards benefit is going to be June 27th, 2026 at 4 o'clock. Tickets after, I believe, this is the 28th or the 29th, after the 30th, will be at the regular price, $50. I didn't do this last year. I just look at these ladies and I look on Facebook and see all the awesomest things that they have been doing and how they love their community, you know. And I named this one as the Distinguished Civic Impact Recipients, you know, recognizing excellence and celebrating, you know, distinguished leadership in our community. It is well worth these 5 young ladies, and starting with Kiana Palmer, I'm sorry, y'all. Let me put my glasses on. It's Kiana, it's Tamika, it's Sharona, Trina, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm mixing papers up. I'm sorry. You know, they are my extinguished guests who I have in my heart to give that award to. I mean, these ladies are just so awesome. You know, they love people. They love the city. They feed people. They clothe people. You know, they give baby Pampers, baby clothes for adults. The sick and suffering is still out there. They welcome them in, you know, and sometimes cook them hot meals, you know what I mean, and have bags of foods waiting for them, you know, and I think that is such an awesome thing to do, you know, for people who are unfortunate and people who are dealing with addictions or even mental health. You know what I mean? I just think being authentic like that from your heart, you know, shows that God is working on you, you know. And for all these ladies, Amanda got Jewel, you know, Amanda, you know, all of them, they do such great jobs in the city. And I am so honored to honor them at the LNMT Award. Tara, hey Tara, you know, Donna said, I know she is, and she has a beautiful heart and soul. Yes, she does. Yes, she does. Me and her go way back, even when I was in my little crazy days. You know what I mean? She was always special. She was always special. You know, yeah, and with these distinguished honors, you know, and rewards, I know they're going to appreciate them because I appreciate them. You know what I mean? And I stand up tall with them, you know. So, you know, for me, I want to get even more involved with all of them, you know, so I can, you know, share my love and show my love, not just in this podcast, you know, but just being from the city, you know, and just loving helping people. I love helping people. You know what I mean? I don't want to see nobody down. You know, I'm fine with anybody who's up. You know what I mean? Because it's but for the grace of God that we all are where we are. You know, and He uses us as He should, as He wants to. You know, and bring us all together. We need to be together. You know, when it comes to doing what we all do. You know, I'm just a true believer of that. Hey, friend, what's up, Angie? You know, hey, Bree. I'm just going over some of the I'm gonna call them newsletters. Okay, then I have the 15 Living in My Truth honorees. You know, I have Quanisha Swiggett, Counselor Fred Green. This is everybody who sat on the couch, y'all. I am so blessed to have had them do this. This couch is gonna be, it's saying something. I'm telling you. Then I have Bishop Anthony C. Hanna, Anitra Green came on with grief. I mean, a little bit of everything to help everybody that we possibly can. You know, I have Bayot Williams talked about old school. You know how he came from this and now he's that. You know what I'm saying? Marta Copman, my crazy friend, and Rufus Copman. You know, I have Miss Tara Jones, my girl. And y'all know how long Tara been at it. You know what I mean? I had the honor of having her sit here on the couch. Hey, T. And I had Dr. Reverend Will Rocky Brown sit on the couch. This guy is part of Legend of Chester. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we go so way back. We go so way back. And then I have my girl, Erica Tillery. Such a smooth-hearted woman. She really is. And my girl, she's a nurse. She has been through so much, and she is still standing, but for the grace of God. And I'm not talking about using. I'm talking about being a family member of addiction. You know? And that's Miss Mary Almond. Love her to death. And then I got the one and only Miss Coretta Kinder. And I also have Robin Sini Cooper. And Doctor, I call her the Doctor, Dr. Tracy Townsend. She did an awesome job with information and education on addiction. You know, and also my girl, Sharon Potts. You know, Sharon was on last year, and she came and sat on this couch. When I asked her, she came here. When I first started this, she said that she would, and she did. But unfortunately, last year, she had a tragic situation in her family, and she could not make last year. But guess what? On this couch, we don't forget anybody. What she did for the still suffering addicts and alcoholics today, she's deserving of an award. and to be awarded. So I brought her back in this year, so I don't want anybody to sit on this couch and don't get awarded for it. Believe that, because it is from the heart, and it's what you do. You take your time and you sit and come here and sit next to me, and you share your stories, or you bring your information and education, no matter what the situation is. And that's only God, and it's definitely helping people. Y'all, I want y'all to know I was so excited, over 102 698 views. I went over 100,000 views, and 15,000 people who actually watching. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I was just like crazy. I was going crazy. I said, see, God works. He meant and told me to do this, and look what's happening. People are coming on, tuning in. I'm not on it for no money. That's all right. I'm on it to help people like I was helped. People got sober to help me, and I am sober, and I'm going to give back and help people, because that's what I promised my higher power. Hey, Tamika, how you doing? Hey, Trees Grass, I love her. How you doing? Sharon Robinson, how you doing? Toya Jones, hello. Bree, love you, mommy. Love you so much. Trina said hi. Tell her I say hi. Yeah, I was just doing a few announcements. My bestie Angie, thanks for coming on, y'all. Hey, look, if y'all could send stars, buy stars, I would appreciate that. That helps me with my monetizing, and keeping everything on deck, And I have a Living in My Truth sponsorship too opportunity that you guys can, for the program, we're going to do sponsorships. And for a full page is $100. For a half page, it's $50. And for a 1/4 page, it's $25. And if you want to put cards in it or just to pop something in it, it's just $15. So, I do this because I'm nonprofit, and I could use the help, because I want to keep this going for as long as I possibly can. I really do. So if you guys, are interested, by all means, please, donate or do whatever you choose to. Or, if you want to donate to Living in My Truth, it's my Cash App. My Cash App, I'll put up on the screen. Tonight, y'all, I'm feeling this, these words that I'm gonna kick out tonight, on recovery, because recovering people, we have to also learn how to celebrate ourselves. You know what I mean? In the best way, in a good way. And some of us get stuck and stay like a little, not really happy in recovery, because the roller coaster ride always going one way or another. And it's going to continue. It's going to continue for the rest of our lives until we kick it out. We just got to know how to put our addiction of disease, that little vicious character, we have to know how to put it in remission. You understand what I'm saying? And once we learn that, we're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. Give me 1 minute. Y'all know I'm slow with this thing. Here we go. To God be the glory, y'all. There it is. Okay, so tonight, I'm feeling and celebrating you know, my recovery. Because recovery is not something that's easy. I love you too, Bree. I really do. And hey, daughter. And hey, niece. Hey, Jack. Y'all know I like to give those shout outs. Hey, Robin. You know, recovery is something that is you have to earn. You know what I mean? And when I say you have to earn it, it's a lot of work that has to be done in order for you to just say one word, two letters, one syllable. And that's no. And a lot of people on the outside looking in don't understand that. It's a war. It's a downright war with yourself. That's the crazy part about it. It's with yourself. Because see, when we became addicts and alcoholics, we invited this thing in. It's not like we caught it. You know what I mean? Like a flu or something, or was inherited, you know, from a parent or, you know, a loved one. It's something that we opened up and invited in by enjoying it, thinking that we can handle it. You know, it's always those words, I would never let that happen. You know, those are the favorite word. Once disease hear that, it's doing its job. You know, you may think you drink a little bit. You may think you drink not that much. You know what I mean? But drinking alone is just dangerous. Drinking and drugging is just dangerous. And the key to it, it makes you happy. It makes you feel happy. It's crazy. What poison makes you feel happy? You know, it's just the mental part of that brain that get caught up. You know what I mean? And make you feel like this will never happen to me. But in our lifestyle of recovery, we never say never. And I learned that the hard way. I definitely did. You know, I'm going to call this level up and celebrate you. You know, God gave me sobriety. Okay, and I gave him back in return, and giving him back in return my loyalty. Okay, because for the first step, we do what we call surrender. You know what I'm saying? We surrender. You know, we admit we are powerless over drugs and alcohol, and that our lives have become unmanageable. You know, that's one of the first things that we have to do. We have to realize that we have a situation. We got to realize that this thing is out of control. I can't do this no more. You know, and when I asked God to help me, I told him that I promise you, I'll give this back, you know, and help the next suffering addict. And that's all recovery asks you to do. That's all God asks you to do. You know, by giving back to the still suffering, I am now receiving so many blessings. You know what I mean? Because I don't lie to God. You know what I'm saying? I'm open to my God, you know, my higher power. That's what we call it in recovery. You know, I could talk about anything with him, and I know he's there for me because, see, in my addiction, disease turned me against him, and I didn't think he worked. I could gave two pucks about him. You know what I mean? Until I had help, you know? I went for help. When I went in that rehab, I went for help. You know, I was dying. I was in a terrible condition. You know, weighing 82.5 pounds, no respect for myself or you know, or my children, basically my loved ones, my family members, and all. And people see me today and be like, girl, I never knew you was like that. Well, hey, I'm not in hiding no more. You know what I mean? And this was years ago. I've been clean off of cocaine for 41 years. Mother's Day will be 42. Every Mother's Day is another year for me. But I don't count my years. I count my days, you know, because in a day you have to get to the years, you know. And the most important thing for me and addicts and alcoholics is we have to get through a day. 42 years is a blessing. I love it. It's great. But my most important day is today. I have to get through today in order to see tomorrow if God blesses me with another day, you know. And then I learn and I keep myself stabilized by whatever my experiences was yesterday, because it also becomes history. You know what I mean? You know, so, you know, if I did something that I can look back on and say, Dad, you know what I mean? I got past this, or I was blessed with this, or I had to fix this. That's what yesterday is for me. And today is today. You know, I wake up and I thank God every morning for another day and a new day, you know, and help me to get through this day. And just because I have years in recovery don't mean that I'm well, okay? It doesn't mean that I'm well. It means that I'm stable. So understand that. It means that I am stable, you know, because this disease that I have is cunning, baffling, and powerful. And this thing can pop off any given time it wants to. You know what I mean? Not to have me to use, but it can make me use. You know what I mean? But I learned how to change my thinking. You know what I'm saying? And my thinking keeps me on top of my sickness of using. So that's in remission. You know what I mean? That is just one word, a no-no. You follow what I'm saying? No means no by any means necessary when it comes to recovery. You know, and a lot of us, we build our lives the way that we do, you know. The way that I do it may not be the way that you do it, but I'm going to share what I know to try to help somebody else, you know. And at the same time, you can help me, you know, because when I see people who are still using or people that are using y'all, you know what I mean? It teaches me not to use, you know what I mean? It makes me go back to where I was. You know, so that's a thing why we never forget where we come from. We can't forget that because I have a healing heart and I have a blessed heart and a loving heart, not just for myself, but for you too. And there's still suffering addicts and alcoholics today. So I can't leave them hanging. You know what I mean? I can't talk about nobody. You follow? I can't act as if I'm better now because I'm clean. You know? It's just not real. It's just not right. You know what I mean? Because if you feel that way, that means that you still need to do some work. You follow? You still need to do some work on yourself because disease is cunning, baffling, and powerful, and disease will make you think that you don't have to worry about it no more. You know, you better always worry about it. You better always know that it's there. You better keep that bad boy in remission and keep that key right where it needs to be in your thinking, because if it gets in your thinking, it's going to tear you apart. It's going to whip you all upside down. So we got to level up. You know what I'm saying? We got to level up and make sure that we keep ourselves at a balance. At a true balance, so we won't relapse. Because don't think that it won't happen to you, because it will. You know what I mean? I can't tell you how, but I know for me, I don't want it in my thinking, because see, my thinking keeps it in remission. You understand? It keeps that disease, that devil in remission. You follow? I'm not anonymous, you know, and I'm not shamed. I'm not anonymous. I'm not shamed about nothing that I have done or what used to be my mess. You know what I mean? I built my mess. I made my mess. And now I have a message from all that mess that I made, you know, to help somebody else, to help somebody get honest, to help somebody surrender, to help somebody to look at themselves and say, "Dag, man, that sounds like me." You know, or I was thinking that way, or I was that way, or I'm doing this, I need help. You know, nothing wrong with needing help. There's nothing wrong with change either, because we become the mess that we have made for ourselves. It's no, you can get past that. You can surrender. You can do a lot of things. You can hold yourself accountable for all the things that came along with your mess. We can do all these things if we want to. If we want to make change in our lives. If we want to make amends, you know, to people that we have done so many things to them. You know what I'm saying? We victimize so many, you know, and we didn't mean to do it. We was out of control. We had no control of self. Disease is cunning, baffling, and powerful. And once that drug get this up here and that dopamine part of your brain explode like a puzzle, hey, it's going to tear you up. It's going to take you from your own self. This is why I'm saying, once you start leveling up, you got to celebrate yourself. Don't get stuck in what we used to do. You know what I mean? Grow. level up for what we have to do and what we do today. You know what I'm saying? Long as we stop using, long as we start helping others, long as we go to NA, we go to AA, we go to CA, you know what I'm saying? We have these podcasts now, you know what I mean? We got Zooms now. It's so many ways that you can help each other today, you know what I mean? If you help one person, your job is well done. So just keep on leveling. You know, it's all coming to a level, you know, with self and having you feel like you are somebody and you're a human being and you got that love back that disease stole from you that you haven't felt in a long time. Because it's while you're using and you're drinking and you out there, baby, you can't feel nothing. Because when the drugs and the alcohol takes over, you're nothing. You're nothing but a puppet. You're nothing but a puppet, and you don't know how the end of your day or your night or days are going to go because you have no control. You have no control of yourself. I hear a lot of people saying, man, I was lit last night, boy. I don't even remember when I did that. That's because you was blacked out. Trust me, you was blacked out still having fun. Thinking that you're having fun, still having fun, but for the grace of God, you didn't hit somebody when you got in that car and went home. You didn't hurt yourself. You didn't drop dead. I'm gonna just keep it all real with you. You know what I mean? Your heart palpitations didn't get so aggressive that you couldn't breathe. Your anxiety went up. You know what I mean? You're blacked out. You can't even really see because you can't feel. But the mental part of your brain, that dopamine part of your brain, is making you think you're having a good time. A great time. Dang, this thing is cunning, baffling, and powerful. So glad I got the real deal on it. So glad I got the real deal on it. I know there's a life after addiction. I can promise you that. There is a life after addiction. So I had a talk with my higher power, whom I choose to call God. You know, that I would still hold back what I earned to help somebody else earn what I have. You know what I mean? It's just a part of life in addiction that, you know, I couldn't just go running out there after I got clean and trying to help the world. But that's one of the things I was doing. I was going out trying to help everybody that I know get clean, you know. And I told them, y'all got to go to rehab. It works, it works. But the devil works strong. You know what I mean? Disease is the devil. It works strong. And they couldn't hear me because we don't know how to hear to listen. That's why we don't see, because that's another feeling or emotion that disease takes from you and lock down. So you can't really hear nobody saying, you know, try to help you save your life. All you hear is feed me and feed me now. And don't listen to that mess. You see, because disease is a voice that we hear within ourselves. We could be sitting here looking at you, and disease could be telling us something else to do, you know, maybe to you. This is how cunning, baffling, and powerful it is. And I want you guys to know that. I want you guys to know that. And know that you're not the victim. You're a victimizer to anybody and everybody around you, you know. We can't feel victim. You know, we can't feel, but that's what we do, you know, when we get face to face on dealing with the truth. You know what I mean? From somebody that don't want you around, your loved ones, your wives, your children, you know, the people in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Because you're victimizing everybody with all the things that you do. You know, just somebody seeing you pop up and you cuss them out and, you know, you do all these type of things. You know, you're victimizing people. You know, especially when you the one that started and you the one that brings it up and you're the one with the sickness and you're the one that they don't trust and you're the one that they try to help and you're the one that been enabled by many of them, of the people that you know and loved ones around you, you know, but when they get sick and tired of being sick and tired and they turn you away, then you get that devil. See, the devil come out after that. You know what I mean? And then you feel like everybody's against me and everybody this and everybody that. Nah, it's the shit we do. It's the things that we do. You know, we have no control of stealing your car. We have no control of going in your pocketbook. We have no control of taking taking your bank account and drying it out, you know, for all the loved ones. We have no control of all these things because the voice is hungry. And when the voice gets hungry, it doesn't matter what you have to do to feed it. Again, to feed it, it's going to make you do that. And you're going to lie. You're going to lie. You're going to become a strong liar, a powerful liar. You're going to lie so much that you're going to believe your lies. You hear what I'm saying? You're going to live with your lies. You're going to defend your lie. And the truth has evaporated from your body, from your mind. Truth don't exist no more. The lie is the truth. You know, that kind of truth is not going to set you free. That kind of truth is going to behold you and kill you. That's what it's going to do, because it's a mixture of the poison that the disease puts inside us in our brain. You know what I mean? So what it does is it starves our brains with vitamins, irons, and nutrition, and feeds it with the poison, you know, and the dope and the alcohol and all these type of things, you know, to where your body rots and you don't even realize it's rotting. You know, that's why you lose the weight. That's why you look like a zombie. That's why you smell bad. And people think you can't smell alcohol on them. They can have jobs at the bank and you can still smell the alcohol. You know what I mean? This thing is cunning, it is baffling, and it is powerful. You know? So like I said, you know, I promised my higher power that I would share everything that I have with others, you know, and to help offer them, you know, the change is possible, because it is. Anybody who's still suffering and anybody who is, you know, trying to understand, you know, this change is definitely possible. I am living proof. I and so many others are living proof. It's a battle. It's a fight, but it can be done. You just got to get up and say, I am sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I'm going to do it this time. And I know some of us said that 1,000 times. I'm going to do it this time. This time I'm serious. It's not going to happen this time. You know what I mean? But if you're not being honest of what little honesty that you have left in your body, it's not going to work. Because disease is that powerful. It'll make you think that you are feeling honesty. That's how bad it is. This is why you can't quit. When you find a higher power greater than yourself, and the 12 steps of Narcotics Anonymous or Alcoholic Anonymous, you found the right medication. You know, you can't quit. Quitting is not an option. You know, you have to come to believe in every step that has been written and existing for us. It is the way out. It is the way out. And you heard me. First, you have to surrender. But I say first, you have to accept these steps. You follow? You have to accept a higher power, you know, whomever you choose to call him. I choose to call my higher power God, the most gracious. You follow? He's a magnifying God. You know, I just can't live without him today. You know, and without him, it would be no me. You know, but you have to accept and surrender. Get yourself 12 steps. Get yourself the 12 steps. And just read them. Just read them. You know, just open up and read them. The 12 steps will have you doing the first 5 steps, and you'll think you're ready, and you don't need the rest of the steps. That's how good it is. That's how awesome it is. That's how powerful it is. But it can be misconstrued. You know what I mean? Because disease will be like, okay, she done got down to step 5. Now it's time to let her know that I ain't going nowhere. You follow? I'm going to always be in you. And you're going to leave a window open in that house of yours. That's that head, y'all. Remember when I told y'all the head is a jail, but it becomes a house. But we got to keep all the windows and all the doors and all the locks locked down when we know disease is in effect. You follow? It's going to try to slip in. You follow? So you got to be aware of it, you know? And then it's going to try to put some heavy stuff on you. It's going to work through you through people. It's going to work through you through places. And it's going to work through you through things. And it's going to allow you to feel these emotions coming back. But what it's going to take your emotions to do is play the little juggler balls with them. You understand what I'm saying? So it can get you so confused. Victim. Okay? Victim. You follow? Until it just start just ringing you right back in again. It'll reel you right back in again without you even realizing it. Disease is cunning, baffling, and powerful. And we got to level ourselves up with truth, honesty, and the power of God or whomever you choose to be your higher power. Because one thing I know for sure, I couldn't do it by myself, and many others couldn't do it by their selves. You know what I mean? You got to have something greater than self that will help you to restore your sanity. That's a fact, you know. So level up when you get through these things. Level up when you start understanding these things, and celebrate you. Celebrate you in a way of saying, thank you, Father, you know. Thank you for helping me. Thank you for helping me to help myself. Thank you for NA. Thank you for NA. Thank you for church. Thank you for the masjid. Thank you for the Bible. Thank you for Buddha. It doesn't matter. Whomever you choose, just keep thanking them. Just keep thanking them and keep doing what is told or said through you to do through your higher power, because guess what? He talks to you too. Not just disease, he talks to you too. And what he says make more sense than disease could ever make. But disease is so rude, so damn ignorant, y'all. It don't care about that, because that's the fight that is battling. You know what I mean? Like the angel and the devil. You follow what I'm saying? That's what it does. And it's going to always fool you, fake you, and try to break you down with emotions and feelings that had already stretched right out of you, took it and beat it up and did everything to it, bruised it all up. And then God just came in our lives and started pulling it right back inside you with the work that we have to do to stay clean. You know what I mean? And to pray every day. You follow, and pray for the still suffering addicts and alcoholics every day. Just pray for people, period, in the world. Pray for the world. You know what I mean? Prayer, God's understand. You know, that's his language. You know, that's how I feel about it. You know what I mean? And when I pray for you, you know what I mean? I know he's blessing me. You follow? So that has made me strong. That is really teaching me how to really love me, love God, and love you. You know, and I love the feeling. It's a beautiful feeling. That high that I had, can't touch it. Can't touch it at all. And I'm going to keep on today and keep on today and keep on today praying. You follow what I'm saying? Because I can't get cocky and I don't think I know it all, you know. But I do know of disease, what it do, you know, and I know that it's cunning, baffling, and powerful. You follow? So this thing is real. It's real, real. And I know I have to level myself. I have to level myself up with all these 12 steps, you know, and all God's care, you know, and his love. You know, you got to put all these things together and you'll start leveling up. And at the same time, I'm going to celebrate me because I'm not high. I'm going to celebrate me because I'm making change. I'm going to celebrate me every day I wake up. I'm going to celebrate me. You know what I mean? So we got to level up and celebrate ourselves. We got to be proud. We got to be graceful. We got to be, you know, feeling, you know, so grateful
You know what I mean? We got to know that this thing is real and that I feel good, you know, because in my addiction, my active addiction, I didn't feel it all. I just had to do what I had to do, you know what I mean? And when a disease allowed me to feel, it was pain. Nothing but pain, nothing but aggravation, you know what I mean? Nothing but disappointment. It was nothing good about feeling. I couldn't even feel the drug of choice. Anyway, I felt that one time and that was history. You follow what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm chasing it because I don't feel like it's doing what it already did. You follow what I'm saying? Until it did so much and did so much and did so much until I'm half dead. You know, walking out here. But today I can celebrate. I can celebrate me. I can celebrate myself. You know what I mean? Me and God got this. Nobody else have to celebrate me, but I'm going to celebrate me because I'm proud of what I've done. I am grateful for who I have become today. I am much grateful than what I've ever been in my life. And I owe it all to my higher power and the 12 steps of Narcotics Anonymous and Alcoholic Anonymous. I owe it all to that, you know? So we level up and celebrate. I hope y'all follow me. I hope I'm not even moving too fast. You know what I mean? Because all this is what I feel. All this are my rewards. You understand? We get rewarded for what we do. You know what I mean? So we got something to celebrate about. We get awarded. You know what I mean? Girl, when your life start changing, I'm telling you, and God come, and you know what I mean? He like, all right, I saved you for this. I let you do what you did, but now you're going to do what I choose for you to do. You follow what I'm saying? You ain't got to accept it because I'm going to make it happen. You follow what I'm saying? And guess what? He did. I never thought I would be who I am today, the way I am today, the way I think today, because I already thought I had it all. I never thought I would be a junkie. I never thought I'd be an alcoholic. I never thought I'd be a hoe. I never thought I'd be none of that stuff, but I did. You understand? And today I find me. Today I find the one and only God's child, Tracy Barrett Allen Williams. You understand? Because the change is going to come. I promise you that. The change is going to come. That's another good topic episode. The change is going to come. Believe me. And I got to do all that work. That work start off hard, but then it becomes simple. It becomes simple. And yes, I do. I celebrate me. I celebrate me every single day I wake up. Because I woke up in some horrible places when I was under the influence. Horrible places. And some places I can't even remember. You hear what I'm saying? I can't even remember it. You know? And that's a blessing. It's a blessing to know I can sit here and say these things and talk about these things and try to help this next person who don't believe that this thing can happen to you, who think that you are on top of your game, sociable life, sociable drinkers. You understand what I'm saying? But even if it don't take you to the forest and take you to the places that it took me, it's definitely you can't stop it to do what it do to you inside you. You know, you can't stop that. You know what I mean? And the only way that you can stop that is by stopping it, period. You know, because it does damage in any way, shape, and form. You know what I mean? And at the same time, it still make you believe that you're not doing nothing bad or wrong to yourself. But poison don't belong inside you. They make this thing in the head where we get all caught up with disease, because that's what I'm going to call it. And we want some rock, and we want apple martinis, and we going to do Henny, and we going to do all these shots, just hurting yourself. Hurting yourself, and it make you feel like you having fun, like you the bomb, like you doing this and you doing that, and all you doing is hurting and killing your insides. And the thing about disease is it's a slow death. You understand what I'm saying? This thing is a slow, quiet little stinker. You follow? And then it can get very loud. And this is why when you lose it, you don't know what's happening. When you get the Rams, you don't know what's happening because you're blacked out. You follow? When you don't know how you got home yesterday, why? Because you were blacked out. You understand what I'm saying? This thing is cunning, baffling, and powerful. And it don't care about nobody. It love anybody who do what it say, as it say, when it say, and then you do what it do, as it say, when it say. You follow? So please understand what I'm saying. Understand what I'm saying. Life could be great without any of that. We didn't have to have that. This is something that we chose. You know, this is what they put out there for us and us as people, because they like to do the things that they do. You know what I mean? When I say that, I'm talking about people of the world. You know what I mean? How we was brought here. You know, I go back to everything. You know what I mean? Anything to keep us down. Anything to kill us. And they like seeing us kill ourselves by ourselves with their stuff. You follow what I'm saying? It's time to wake up and smell the coffee. I party, I have a good time, but I don't need alcohol or liquor or drugs. I don't need none of them. To tell you the truth, this is the better way of partying and having fun and enjoying yourself, you know what I mean, in life, because it's all authentic and it's all real. Try it. You might like it. I don't have to be the party girl. I don't have to, you know, be out there doing all those things to have a good time. It's just that I don't choose to be, because I know the sickness of what I have. You may not feel as though you have it or you got it, but I know I'm sick. You know what I mean? And I know I have to choose my people, places, and things. You know what I mean? Because I'm leveling up. You know what I mean? And I want to level up to high as I can get. That's why I'm going to celebrate. I'm going to celebrate everything I do in making change in myself. I'm going to celebrate everything about my recovery. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, we are warriors. We are warriors. And when we say no to drugs and alcohol, it's just like Iron Man. Pieces come iron, our iron comes and protect us and cover us from all the madness. You know what I'm saying? By just saying one word, 2 letters, 1 syllable. And that's no. No, I don't need to do that. I don't need to be somebody, you know, because we drinking and we partying. You know what I mean? I'm God's child. I know who I am today. And I don't have to have all that nonsense. I don't live by society's world anymore. I live by the world of God. That's how I live today. You know, and I'm going to continue to soldier and to try to help the still suffering addict and alcoholic today, because let me tell y'all something. Somebody got clean to help me. You understand what I'm saying? Somebody got clean to help me, you know, and once I got it, I got it. You know what I mean? And I don't want to lose it. I don't want to let it go. You understand? Because I never felt as good as I do now ever in my entire life, because I'm leveling up. You follow what I'm saying? I'm leveling up, so that's something to celebrate about. Change. Change is constant. Nothing constant but change. You understand? Leveling. That's what it is. It's leveling up. I hope somebody hear me. I hope somebody understand what I'm saying. You follow? Hey, Pam. And Carmen, girl, I'm getting hyped over here right now. You know, because I'm talking about leveling up, Pam. You know what I'm talking about. You follow what I'm saying? So I celebrate you. I celebrate me. It's a celebration when we stay clean. It's celebrate yourself. Be happy that you've made these changes. You understand? Be happy. Be grateful that you have a conscious contact with God, to whom you choose to call him. Be conscious, you know, of what's happening to me. You can recover loudly. You can recover proudly. Hear me out, y'all. You can recover unshamed. You hear what I'm saying? You can recover, you know, and be accepting things that you can't change. Changing things that you can. And the wisdom to know the difference. Every time you level up. Every time you level up. Your old self will try to call you back. You understand? And you can't listen to your old self. You know your old self is dirty. Your old self is the devil. Your old self is that spirit. Your old self is that ghost. Your old self is that voice, you know, which all of that comes down to be disease. Okay? It comes down to be the voice that's in your head that has broken up all your brain and have your brain discombobulated. You follow what I'm saying? That you don't know where nothing's at, how to think, how to eat, how to sleep, how to celebrate. You know what I mean? You can't level up because it unlevels everything till you become nothing and die. That's what it do. And when I say die, you could die mentally too.
You understand? Because a lot of us can't come back. Hey, Quanisha. You know, your addiction is waiting to attack your weakness. Say it again. Your addiction is waiting to attack your weakness. It's like this. Yeah, have fun for now, but I'm coming. I'm still here. Don't think you got rid of me. You don't hear him saying that. You understand what I'm saying? Disease just attack and let you know that it's there. It's going to break you right down and let you know that it's there. Because I hear this all the time with my clients. I don't know why I did it. So I'll say, you ain't hear the voice? Miss T, I ain't hear the voice. Cunning, baffling, and powerful. Because it's a dirty dog. And it wants to catch you off guard. Because you have been leveling too much. To a point where your level is getting so high, it can't reach you right away anymore. You know, it wants to keep you where it can keep you to stay in control of you. Don't forget, this is you battling you. This disease that we have was created to a mental fact. This thing is vicious. It is vicious. Cunning, baffling, and powerful. I know I'm sober today because I surrendered and now realize that some other addicts that decided to get sober, you know, by them helping me. I realize that. I understand that. I'm grateful for that, you know, and it's been such a blessing, you know, to have my sponsors, you know what I mean, who I still have today, you know, and because I'm not too clean where I can't have a sponsor. I'm not too good and powerful where I can't have a sponsor and still follow the rules and the regulations and the directions. You follow what I'm saying of addiction. You understand what I'm saying? I have to make sure that all these things are in place. You know, I was asked by a client today, couldn't he do step 1 to 5 and then he don't have to do the rest? That's how he feel. And that's what put me in this level up feeling. You know, I said, well, you're not going to level to the capacity as you should. You're just taking enough to make yourself convinced that you feel good. You know what I mean? And the rest of that you don't need because you feel as though you already do that. That's something, if you did do it, was. That was before you became an addict. You know what I mean? This thing does some things to you. You know, things that you can't imagine because you won't open up to level up anymore. You know, you just said, okay, this is enough. See, that's what I mean by you got to change your thinking. You know what I mean? The thinking most definitely have to be changed so you can maintain your sickness. You know, you think you're winning. We fight for the rest of our life, but it's a good fight. It's a good fight when you level up. It's a good fight when you know you have a higher power greater than self. You know what I mean? Disease can't whoop God. Not my God, he can't whoop. You know what I mean? Hey, no. That ain't even possible. You know? Because once I surrendered to my God, he said he was going to take care of me. And he been doing that. As long as I do what I have to do. Following the rules and regulations of Narcotics Anonymous and Alcoholics Anonymous. You know what I mean? Helping still suffering addicts and helping people who have to have change, but they can't see that change is going to come. You know what I mean? Change is going to come. Most definitely it's going to come if you allow yourself to change. If you get honest with yourself. If you get sick and tired of being sick and tired of living that vicious, dirty, awful life. You know what I mean? They got you broke up all over the place that you don't even know who you are and you dying. You know what I mean? But what you really still living, you just broke up all inside. And you can't get things together. That's just like being dead. Walking dead alive. That's what it's like, walking dead alive. You got to ask yourself, why am I still doing this? What is the problem? Well, you started off with the 12 steps. You started off with your Bible. You started off, you know, with your Quran. Use whatever religion there is. But you let it go. Because see, you have to know that disease is forever in you now. You know? People say, how? How you still say you sick? Because I know it's an aggressive disease. I know that it can come back. All it takes is a thought. Okay. All it takes is a yes. Okay. I've been clean long enough. I can do this now. Now you're listening to the voice. Now you hear the voice when it tell you some crap like that. Oh yeah, I've been clean now for a long time. I could do it this way and it won't happen the way it did the last way. Ha! Level up. I'm going to tell you. Level up. And don't give up what makes you, what you broke that fix you. You can't give it up. You know what I mean? You got to stand side by side with this thing for the rest of your life, because disease only wants to destroy. It only wants to kill. It only wants to break you up. It only wants to break your loved ones up, because see, when we break ourselves up, we break our loved ones up too. We break our children up. You know, we break our parents up. We break our husbands up and our wives up and our families up and our friends up. You know what I mean? Because they hurt too, and they don't want to watch us die. You follow what I'm saying? They don't want to watch us just break up into those little puzzle pieces and don't have nothing else left. You follow what I'm saying? But a flesh that look like it's deteriorating, because that's what it all do. And I know everybody knows that. I know everybody can see that in people who are suffering with this disease. It's like self-suicide. So when we start leveling up, and we start fighting against this vicious sickness that we have, we need to celebrate every time we stomp it down. We need to celebrate every time we conquer what this disease is whispering and saying in our heads. You understand? Like I said, it comes through people, places, and things, and it'll make us sit back and look at you, and it'll be something about you that'll affect my sobriety. This thing is vicious. This thing is crazy. You could be having a good time, and it'll say, okay, this is the right time to just pump her. Just bam her in the head. Bam her in the head. Give her a headache. You know what I mean? And just torture until she gives in. Or he gives in. It's a brutal thing. It's a brutal, vicious disease. You hear what I'm saying? So, in all honesty, you can't fake honesty. That's something that you can't fake. Believe me. You can't fake the truth. You follow? Because without either one, how are you going to be set free? Because we all know the truth will set you free. Your recovery will explode the moment you realize it has nothing to do with the substance. It's a lot of emotional and mental pain you are now facing. Believe me. Trust that. You know, getting sober and surrendering is the bravest decisions you will ever make in your life. Leveling up. Making better decisions. Saying one word, two letters, one syllable, no. No. No voice, no. You feel me? I smell it. I smell it when it's at me. I smell it even in my sleep. The little crazy little nutball, I call her Trey, will try to get me. Through my illness, she tries to get me. You know what I'm saying? Through my worst days, she tries to get me. You understand what I'm saying? But I am aware of her because I have a God. I have a higher power who has protected me with armor. And all I got to do is know how to keep wearing it and keep it on. And I no longer fear my sickness. And that's both sickness. That's what this crazy disease as well as lupus. You follow what I'm saying? I have surrendered to them both. You know what I mean? And when God says, I'm bringing you home, that's what's going to happen for me. But for as long as he tells me to keep leveling up and do what I got to do, you know, for me, for the sickness and for the disease, I'm going to do that as well. And I'm going to be okay because I trust in him. I trust in him more than I trust in anything, anybody, and myself. I promise you that. You know, getting sober and surrendering is the bravest, y'all, bravest thing. I said just a minute ago. It's being brave. You know, it's being brave to surrender. You know what I mean? It's being brave to make rational decisions. You know, instead of irrational decisions. It's brave to stand up to the sickness and the pain that it causes you. You know what I mean? And you say, I know I can get through this. I pray today. You follow what I'm saying? I pray today. And I believe in my prayers. I believe that I have a higher power greater than myself. I've accepted it all. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to let this start working for me. So whatever it tells me that I need to do, it is done. Hey, Mayor. I'm feeling it, Mayor. I tell you, I got a powerful God. I'm telling you, I do. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Yvette, I have a God that is just nothing in this world, you know, or out of this world can touch him. You follow what I'm saying? And he has allowed me to level up, honey. I am leveling up right now, and I feel so freaking good. You know what I mean? I feel so powerful for me, to me, you know, for who I am and for where I came from. You know what I mean? I ain't hot-headed and I ain't big-headed because I'm sharing this with you all. You follow what I'm saying? I'm letting my sisters and my brothers that's still out here getting lit know that it can be done. It can be done. You don't have to stay in that life. You just have to challenge the pain. It's going to come with pain because no pain, no gain. It's coming. You know what I'm saying? But you got to stay leveled. This head got to stay leveled. You know what I mean? Along with this heart, one can't work without the other. That's our power. That's our power. We know when disease is speaking to us. We know when disease is in effect. You can't tell me you don't. You follow what I'm saying? You just have to learn how to be aware of this thing. Because this thing is cunning, baffling, and powerful. I promise you. You got to learn how to be aware of it and how it works. Because you can't fight something that you don't know how. You can't fight something that you don't know anything about because you're in denial. You understand what I'm saying? We got to break the barriers. You follow what I'm saying? Put the pieces to the puzzles back together again. Put this and this back together again. And then it becomes one. And your higher power is the one that put the structure into work. It's called construction. I tell you, boy, I'm serious. I love this thing. I love this thing, man. I love having this knowledge. I love this knowledge because it's real. You know what I mean? I ain't faking. I ain't trying to be a superstar. You follow what I'm saying? I'm trying to live. And I'm trying to help others live too. You follow what I'm saying? But it's by choice. You understand? But for me, it's great. It's great because the peace that comes upon me has leveled me up from a dying, dwindling body to a heavenly Holy Spirit to say today that I love my higher power. And now I love me. I thought I knew what love was, but I definitely is learning what it is today. Definitely. And it's great. It's beautiful. I don't want to give it up. You know what I'm saying? I could love on me all day. Because I know my God is loving on me all day. This thing is great. This thing is real. You know? Then comes changing and change, making the wise decision with the people, places, and things. Surrounding yourself around the same people who have not surrendered, who has not made changes, because that's your people, or you love them that much. You know what I mean? If you love them that much, you got to pray for them. And you got to still let them know that change is going to come. But you got to make the decision and the choice to want it to. You know, you can't jeopardize you for anyone, because you have to level it up, and you are succeeding at leveling up. And leveling up takes to let people, places, and things go, even though that's part of the pain. See, part of the pain is not just the drugs and alcohol part, it's the reality part too. You know, and the decision making and choices that you have to make with loved ones, with friends, you know what I'm saying? With lovers or whatever. Because if you want to save your life now that you're starting to understand what disease is, it's some decisions that you're going to have to make. You're going to have to make some of the decisions that's going to tear you apart. You follow what I'm saying? Because you can't be around the same thing that you are. You understand that you're coming from, you know, in order for you to make change. Some people challenge that. God bless you if you can do it. But I'm recommending not to. I'm recommending to hear these stories and hear these people sharing in these rooms, that we have a place to go and listen to each other's stories and give each other's information and education on all the parts of our lives that we have experienced, and the word of recovery, and knowing what the 12 steps is saying to you and mean to you, that is putting those pieces to your puzzle back together again. You know what I mean? It's going to be some choices that's going to become hard for you to save you. And if you start loving yourself the way I love myself, trust me, I had to do it. You know? Not that I hate them. Not that I don't want to never talk to them again and none of that. I just got to save me. That's all. I just got to save me. Hell, they're going to be saying, oh, I was told, y'all, you think you're too good for us now? Well, personally, yeah. I can say that today. You know, back then, disease was trying to play me. You know what I mean? And make me feel bad, because it already had my emotions and my feelings, and it know I'm fighting to try to level up. You know what I mean? But today I celebrate the fact that I did exactly what I did. I lived and I let God. You understand? It didn't matter to me who felt what, when, why, or where, as it do not today. You understand? And most of the people that I know, some of the people that I know are still out there doing the darn thing, you know, in under the shadow of sickness. You follow what I'm saying? And I pray for them. I see a lot of them come, you know, even in the rooms. I mean, in the rehab. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to give them everything I got. But when I'm in there, I'm who I am. You understand? I'm a grateful recovering addict. And if you come through the rehab that I'm in at work, I'm Miss T. You follow? I'm Miss T. Because I'm not going to let disease work through me to keep you drowning. I'm not going to let disease work through me, you know, to make you leave the rehab or stay in the rehab. I'm just going to keep on offering you information and education that I know how to help you make the choices to change yourself, because I can't save you. You understand? I can't save anybody but myself, but I can share what I have to help you to understand the power. And when I say power, the power of sickness. And I can give you all the information, education that I have. And then you don't have to do it my way. I don't expect for you to. You know, I didn't mock nobody. I just learned for myself. You know, I didn't try to be like this person in the rooms or that person in the room. I ain't try to sound like this person in the room or that person in the room. It sound like everybody sound the same. I'm going to be me, my authentic self, because I have a higher power greater than myself who has helped me restore my sanity, and it's personal. You know what I mean? And it didn't tell me I had to do what everybody else do on a way of being like them. It told me that we all recover the same. Yes. It told me that we all have to receive the information and the education on how to do it. You know what I mean? It taught me that I needed these 12 steps of Narcotics Anonymous to make the change and level up. You know what I'm saying? It taught me that I could celebrate me the way that I celebrate me, and they could celebrate them the way they celebrate them. I was told that they don't do that in recovery, give out awards. Hey, everybody get a keychain. That's an award.
You know what I mean? Everybody almost like to get a bracelet. That's a war. That's the way you want to do it, but I'm going to do it the way I want to do it because, see, I live for a Father who said that I can. And I love these people who are trying to help themselves, who come sit on this couch right here, and they share their stories, they share their strength and hope, and I'm going to reward them. You understand? And through me, it's being rewarded by God the way that it helps people love themselves more. You understand? There's people on here that's been in this living in that in my truth that has had such beautiful moments just that one time. Y'all know a lot of us don't even make it through school. A lot of us can't even receive a reward. Never received a reward. Never received a high school diploma. Didn't make it to get your college degree. But because drugs and alcohol was in our lives and cut it up and took the puzzle and threw it all over the place. And now you done put the pieces to that puzzle back together, willing to help the next suffering addict. You come share your story and don't care who hears it, who knows it, and how they feel about it. Yes, you should be rewarded because God is rewarding us all. And I took amongst myself to say, okay, I'm going to reward them too. Living in my truth is what it's called. Living in my truth. The LNMT Awards. And I thought it was a great blessing to bless others. So you bless people the way you feel. You know, when God puts something in your spirit, that's giving you the okay. That's for me. That's giving me the okay. And I'm going to continue this for as long as I possibly can, y'all. This is why I appreciate you guys coming on here, because without you, this wouldn't even be happening on this live. You know what I mean? 102,680 something people viewed this thing. Over 10,900 and something people that literally watched it. Tell me we ain't got an awesome God. Tell me we don't have an awesome God, y'all. You know, and that's what he said. You're going to walk the walk. You've already done that. And now you're going to talk the talk. And that's just how I feel him. That's where my level is. And I'm going to celebrate it. How about that? And I appreciate all of you celebrating it with me. Let's spread it. Let's spread the word. Feel the word. You know? Charles Steph is based off of religious program. You understand what I'm saying? Because even Bill Bob knew you couldn't do it without God. You know? Hey, I tell anybody. Didn't work for me until I surrendered. Didn't work for me until I found God in my life. You follow? Even though he was always there protecting me, I just didn't know. I just didn't feel it. Because I suppressed so much. You know what I mean? Things wasn't working for me like it was working for other people. You know, I went to try to find that shit in the wrong places. And excuse me for the S-H-I-T word, because I've been doing good with the mouth, the potty mouth. You know? But sometimes it'll kick through. You know? We need to understand that we can't challenge all the work we put into our selves. You know what I mean by when I'm saying that we can't challenge our recovery. You know, for even if it's just someone close to you, even close as your kid. You know what I mean? People say that's not right. That's cool. You're supposed to love your kids first. Well, I have a sickness that's coming back from and powerful that took my love from my children. You understand? And if I don't fight this fight and continue to fight this fight for me, I ain't gonna have nothing to fight for them. I love my kids unconditionally. I love my friends. I love my family. You understand what I'm saying? But I have to love me more because I'm the one that's sick. You follow? I'm the one that has this disease. You follow? I'm the one that's battling, fighting this sickness. You know? It's not a sickness that goes away. It's a sickness that you put in remission. Hell, you can't even kill cancer. You put it in remission.
You follow what I'm saying? And this is that vicious. And you have to come to understand it. This is why I'm on here, so the ones who don't fight addiction can understand from an addict, or alcoholic, what these things do, what it really is, because you have to be educated too. You have to be educated on it too. You follow? So that don't make you better than me. Because you have degrees or doctors or, all that kind of stuff. We are still God's children. And we all have done different paths. And we all have achieved achievements. You understand? And here's mine, recovery. Just learn how to love me. And now I know how to love you. And love on all my loved ones. You follow? With an open heart. Because sometimes you can love on your loved ones and your heart is cold. Your heart is dead. You can call yourself loving on your loved ones and you're hating on them. You can call yourself loving on, because I don't know what you call love, and I don't know what you think love is. You understand what I'm saying? And everybody has the opportunity to learn what true love really is. You understand what I'm saying? You can say you love this and you love that person and you love that person and your best friends. Hear me out and hear me loud. You could be a sister, you can be a brother, you can be an aunt, you can be an uncle, you can be the best friend and all that. And really you ain't loving on nothing. You ain't loving for real because you don't know how to love like love should be loved. You just in that infatuation of love. You know what I mean? When you can down on a person, you can turn your back on a person. And if you call yourself a Christian or a child of God, you know what I mean? That's love. That's part of love. Because it's not going to allow you to do that. It's going to allow you to have an open heart and be willing to help somebody. It doesn't matter what the situation is. Of course, we have to have the wisdom to know the difference on who we deal with and what we dealing with. But you got to be honest to yourself and love yourself enough to say, you know what? I know that's fake because I already lived a fake life of love. You understand what I'm saying? But today I got the real deal. You follow? And I'm leveling up and still getting more and more and more and more of the love in me to do what I do and to keep myself right. Because I promised my higher power. I fell in love with God. You follow? I don't do everything right like I supposed to because I'm leveling. I'm leveling up. But I'm celebrating for all that I do. Because I don't know if I'll be here tomorrow. And neither do you. So level up. Level up. Surrender. Know that you're not perfect. Don't keep putting people down. Learn to listen so you can hear. And then you'll be able to see. And I jump from here and I jump from there, but you know where I'm at if you're following. You follow what I'm saying? Because it's just what I'm feeling today. I'm just feeling this. And when I feel I need to talk, I need to shout it out, that's what I'm going to do. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to answer some of you guys because I see a lot of you are making degrees don't impress God, for he can't qualify the unqualified. Go ahead. I like that. I got to put that in my book. Mary said, God definitely wants us all to win. Absolutely. Absolutely. Danielle, you saying me and my girls are watching. Keep. You saying keep? Girl, I don't know how to do this when it gets that way. This blessed me. I was just about to share this. Bree Henry. Bree. You know God is good. You know it. And I know you feeling them. I know you've been challenged. You follow? And disease is going to always challenge you. It's going to always challenge you because it knows that you are coming home. You're going in the right direction. You have been through enough to know what enough is. You hear me, sis? And God loves you. We need him to get better, to level up, so that we can celebrate together. You follow? And that's what we do. We celebrate together. Ain't that right, Stacy? Ain't that right, Coretta? I appreciate you all coming on here. Hey, Miss Marta, my girl, my bestie, always there for me. You know, yes, you do, and God gave you purpose. Absolutely, Mary, absolutely. I believe that. You know, Yvette Benson, Leighton is watching. Oh, thank you. Donna Billups, what's up, Don? Don, I ain't seen you in a minute. Thank you for coming on. You know, Juanisha Swigert, your addiction is waiting to attack your weakness. Absolutely, you know that. You know, we know that. You know, this is why we have to put these things out here to share with people, you know, so that they can learn that. You know what I mean? And join us, you know, and come on in and surrender. You follow what I'm saying? I'm going to go over this again with you guys. Living in My Truth LMNT Awards is on its way. You know, these months is flying too, y'all. This is crazy. It's almost May. That's crazy. You know, I have a sponsorship opportunity, guys. If y'all want to be an ad in our program, in our book, a whole page is $100. A half page is $50. A quarter page is $25. You know, and if you want to put cards or you just want to put a statement of love or whatever in there, that's $15. It's all by the spaces, y'all. You know, I appreciate if any and everybody would do so. If you have somebody that's being awarded on here and you come in for support, you can always put something of love inside there for that too. You know, but that is due by next week. You know, and then we have our 15 awesomeness honorees, Quanisha Swigert, Councilman Fred Green. All y'all was on the couch. You hear what I'm saying? Bishop Anthony C. Hanna. Oh my God, I had such a great time with him. He woke me up to a lot of quotes in the Bible, y'all, that I'm still reading and trying to level myself up more. You know, and then we have Anitra Green. Okay, we have Bayot Williams, we have Miss Marta Copman, Mr. Rufus Copman, we have the one and only Tara Jones. Listen to all these people. It's going to be awarded, y'all. We have Reverend Dr. William Rocky Brown. Can y'all believe that? And then we have Erica Tillery, my girl, okay, and the one and only Mary Ahmed. You hear what I'm saying? That is my girl. That's my sweetheart. And don't hold off on Coretta. Coretta, my girl, is going to be honored. She's so excited. We have Rossini Cooper. We have the Dr. Tracy Townsend. And we have my sister, Sharon Potts, who is on this LMNT honoreship this year because she had something tragic happen last year. And she was on here and she gave it up. You know what I mean? And everybody who sits on this couch deserves an award. So she will be in this year's award. You know, 15, y'all. Last year it was 28. You know what I mean? I got to keep it on the level anymore to be able to give and do for all. You know what I mean? And nothing different for the next person out of love and heart. I am an LLC, you know what I mean? Nonprofit, you know, so this is why I ask for donations. You know, I've had my Cash App up. If anybody is willing to send a donation, it doesn't matter how much it is. You know, it's just the fact that you put your love in it. You know what I mean? And you care. You follow what I'm saying? Not saying that, you know, if you don't do that, that you're doing something bad. So don't get me wrong. You know, y'all know I'll put this thing down and I'm going to make it happen because God's going to make it happen. You know what I mean? I just know that I'm not ashamed to ask for help. You know, this is why I'm clean and sober today. You know, and then this year, I didn't do this last year. I had to distinguish leadership in our communities. you know, to recognize their excellence and celebrate them, you know, and it's going to be Kiana Palmer, Trina Love. It's going to be Amanda. It's going to be Sharona, and it's going to be Councilwoman. Oh God, my brain is freezing. I hate to do that, y'all. Councilwoman. I hate when that happens, but I can't control it. You know what I mean? When I get excited, you know, and I start talking, I talk fast. You know what I'm saying? And I gotta wait a minute so I can bring it down. That's just all in my sickness, y'all. Being totally honest. You know, Tamika. That's who I'm talking about. Councilwoman Tamika. You know, so I always say that when that happens because it's out of my control. I have no control of it. I don't know why it does that. Maybe it's old age, you know, getting up there, catching up with me. But that's okay because I'll get it out anyway. You know, but again, you know, Trina Love, Kiana Palmer, Amanda has joy, Sharona with the autism, 16 years of this. You know, her and Felicia. Felicia is also going to be one that's going to be honored as well. And then we have, see, I did it again. We have Councilwoman Tamika. So, y'all, come on out. If you're friends with them or you're family with them, come on out and celebrate with us. You know, after the 30th of this month, tickets are $50. You follow me? I had the pre-sale up for 2 months. You know what I mean? But now it's 2 months before the program. You know, so come on out, y'all. We got plenty entertainment. We got awesome food. We have the awards, the honorees. We're going to walk the purple carpet just like they walk the red carpet. You know, we're going to feel like the Emmys and all those other awards that they feel. I know love going to be in here because I'm going to tell you, last year, that place was full of love, you know, and sold out. You follow? So come on out, y'all, and enjoy this with us. You know, so I can continue this, you know what I mean? And then maybe one of you guys will want to come on the couch, you know, and share your love, your hope, and strength. But level up, y'all. Celebrate you. The past is and always going to be in your head. Remember that. That disease is always going to be there, but the future is in your hands. You understand? You're going to always be able to have the battle with the lie, you know what I mean? And stand up, you know what I mean? And level up. You just keep on leveling up with your truths. You know, keep on leveling up with your love. You know what I'm saying? Whether you a day or a week or a year clean, be proud of yourself and know that God was there when you thought he wasn't. God will always be there with you. To God be the glory. Y'all hear me? I'm going to say it again. To God be the glory. He grant me the serenity to accept the things I can't change the things I can, and now have the wisdom to know the difference. You follow? Just level up. That's all you guys got to do. Start leveling up and celebrate you. You hear me? Celebrate the new you. You know, God loves us, and I'm going to shut this down now. You follow? I didn't even mean to say shut it down now. I just talked about my Father and my God, and it just got me a little stuck. You know what I mean? That happens to me, but I ain't got no shame to the game, y'all. I most certainly don't. You follow what I'm saying? Hey, I ain't perfect. I make mistakes too. I make mistakes on words. Sometimes y'all probably don't even hear me. I'll make a word sound like the word I want it to be. As long as I get the message through. You follow what I'm saying? You know, like I said, tomorrow I'll get better. You know what I mean? If there's a tomorrow waiting for me. So y'all, I appreciate it. Come on out and celebrate with the LNMT Awards. Please keep letting people know, and definitely share this episode. Always share these episodes. I'm telling you, because without y'all, there is no me. And for them numbers to come back the way that these numbers are coming back, I thank you guys for doing that for me. I thank you guys for doing that for the still suffering addicts and alcoholics today. You follow what I'm saying? Because God grant us the serenity, okay, to accept things that we can't change, but the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I will see you next week, God's willing. You follow, and have a great night. But let me tell y'all this about my jacket. This is my Michael Jackson flair right now. If y'all ain't went to see Michael Jackson, you better go see it. You hear what I'm saying? Because it's an excellent, cut down to the point, great actors and actresses. But that boy that played his uncle, y'all, I'm telling you, it's going to make you feel like it's really Mike. He put his all into that movie. Jermaine and them, they killed this movie. You got to go see it. Don't forget, on Tuesday nights, all the movies are free, are low cost. Like the one down here in Delaware, $6. I'm going back again. It'll be the third time. That's how much I loved it. That's how much I want to make sure that I got it all out of that, because I'm telling you, that thing was real. It was real. And y'all know we Michael Jackson babies. We all come from the beginning of the Jackson 5. So I'm telling you, go see it. Don't lay back. Don't do that thing on the TV and all that fake stuff. Go to the movies and see it. Trust me. They did the thing. There's no doubt about it. See you guys next week. And hopefully I might see some of you in the movies, okay?